Okay, so I don't know if you guys heard about this, but I can't see how you couldn't have. Um, Intel's 28 core Fantasy versus AMD's 32 core Reality. Now, I'm just going to say this right off the bat. I have an AMD Threadripper, so I don't know. I think I've been treated pretty good with AMD so far. I mean, when I render a video or when I convert a video or when I um, do some kind of scientific computing task or uh, benchmarks or run games or any game that's optimized for being multi-threaded, it works really good. And I have like super fast memory. I think I got 32 or 34 with cache latency of 15. So yeah, AMD's knocking it out of the park with their CPU stuff right now. It's really awesome. But apparently, Intel, they had a demonstration, and in their demonstration, they showed a system being overclocked with a water cooler. Now, this is something that anybody can buy off the shelf. So it's not that too far of a stretch, right? So I mean, if we go to Amazon real quick, and we say closed loop water cooler. I mean, this is what people would normally buy, right? This is like 120 bucks for the pretty expensive one. If you want one that's a little bit nicer, it's cheaper than that. It's 110 bucks. So yeah, you get the idea. Somewhere around there. Now, if we look at water chillers, we'll say computer water chillers. And you can see the price difference. But now they have these cheap ones right here. It's 300 bucks. So this is not, if you have a Threadripper, you spend $1,000 on this CPU. That is not too far out of the realm of possibilities. Actually, when I saw that demo, I was like, huh, maybe I should get one of those. I don't know if anybody else thought that. But when everybody started talking about it, I was like, man, I totally forgot about these water chillers. I wonder how well it'll work. Yeah, I mean they have really cheaper ones that are meant for different purposes, and they have really super expensive ones, But I mean, if we just go to this one right here, you know, they have different horsepowers. You can get bigger ones if you need it, but you can go to some of the customer reviews, and there's some people saying it's pretty bad, but I mean overall, 52% good. So maybe just some people don't know what they're doing or not. I don't know. But yeah. I mean, we can go and see if anybody's used it with a computer. Nothing. This guy, I no longer have any issues with keeping my water temp just right. So it sounds like some people are having difficulties and then they, recant on what they said. Here's another brand. Looks very similar, probably same internals as the other one. 290 bucks. Now, I've never done it, I don't know what kind of fittings and stuff you'd have to buy. But it's really making me want to do it. I might make the purchase and get this thing. Let me know what you guys think, if I should get it and just make a video about it or something. But I really want to test it out on the Threadripper and overclock it and see if it has any effect. But the tubing size, I think the tubing size I have is a 1/2 inch. Maybe it was, I can't remember. But anyway, I mean, the overclocking numbers that Intel got was pretty good. 5 gigahertz for 28 cores. That's pretty awesome. I'm not sure if we could zoom in on this image, see what brand they're using, but it looks pretty similar to the one that I saw on Amazon right there, right? So, yeah. Obviously, I mean, Threadripper is most likely going to be much better. And there's very little that Threadripper can do, I mean, the Intel can do that Threadripper can't. Now, the only thing that I've run into personally doing what I'm doing is if you have a Threadripper and you're trying to do anything in Intel Android Studio, right? Some of the virtualization stuff doesn't work with Android Studio, and this is more of a fault with Google than Google's like virtualized emulating software. It's more of a problem with the software. Actually, I think they use HAMX or HAXM or something like that, and that's like the technology, the underlying technology. I think that Android Studio is using, Google's using, but that technology is Intel, so it's Intel technology. So it's not surprising that it's not supported on AMD. It's just Google hasn't made the effort to port it to AMD, I guess, because AMD really wasn't doing anything. But the funny thing is it's only on Windows. It only has that problem on Windows. If you have a Linux system, you're not even going to know about it. So I mean, there's a good plus for Linux, I guess. But I mean, one of the things that they're talking about with the new Threadrippers is, man, it's going to be beastly. 32 cores. That's like 64 threads. Games are going to definitely have to start making their stuff optimized for multiple threads. I mean, if they don't, because that's where the industry looks like it's going. Everybody's going to just have more and more threads. We're going to be able to execute tasks, asynchronously and synchronously extremely fast. So everything needs to be multi-threaded. But yeah, I mean, Intel's chips are insanely expensive. And they're going to release this to market. I can imagine that their server chips are going to see a big decline in purchases, because why would you buy an Intel chip, with so many more threads? It doesn't make sense to me. When you can just get an AMD chip, it's probably going to be cheaper, and virtualization works. Man, everything works. So this is really interesting. It's going to be really fun to see what happens, because AMD just like cracked open the shell, the hard Intel shell, and now Intel is going to have to innovate. And I hope this is going to be a good year, good couple of years for CPU technology, and see how far this is going to take us. And it's really cool because actually, I mean, if AMD sticks with the same platform, and I'm able to just go out and buy a new CPU, I don't have to buy a new motherboard and all the rest of that stuff. That's going to be really cool. But yeah, I don't really got anything else to say on this. I just wanted to give my thoughts on it. These benchmarks are pretty cool, though. Makes me want to get one of these chillers. Try it out on the AMD side of things. But anyway, you guys take it easy. I'll talk to you later.